Remember when I said that Ottawa would give Montreal a run for their money after fighting late in the season to secure their playoff spot? Well, that's exactly what's happening. Ottawa officially now has a 2-1 series lead after shutting out Montreal 1-0 in Game 3 on home ice in front of 7,282 fans at TD Place. At the start of this game, in the first half of the first period, it was all Ottawa. They were the one getting all the chances, and Montreal just couldn't get out of their own zone. However, Montreal did flip the script in the latter half of the period and was the team that was getting the chances then. But they definitely have to get off to better starts than that, I think. Poulin did get a questionable call towards the end of the first period for roughing on Gabby Hughes, who by the way was causing so much physicality in this game and I hope to see more of in Game 4. However, despite going into the second short-handed, Montreal did get off to a bit of a better start and was generating lots more chances. However, they just couldn't seem to score because Gwyneth Phillips was so good and so dialed in, I don't get it. As Ottawa started to turn up the heat, Katie Taven got a penalty for cross-checking on Teresa Vanisheva, which she didn't look too pleased with either. Vanisheva even blew a kiss to her after the fact. Both teams had such sheer persistence in the offensive zone, but no matter what they tried, they just couldn't seem to score. That is until that persistence finally paid off for Ottawa, and Mann and McMahon finally broke the deadlock in the third period. As that happened, the building just erupted like crazy. Going into the third, I was quite nervous because it was scoreless after 2 and I was thinking, someone has to put it in during regulation, right? We can't have more overtimes again. About a minute after the goal, Laura Stacey dealt a massive hit on Ashton Bell, and Gabby Hughes took big exception to that, which eventually led her to her own penalty for roughing. Stacey was assessed a major for the play, but it was eventually downgraded to a minor after review, which sent the fans into a frenzy of boos. You think Stacey should have been kicked out of the game for that? I might have to review the play later and give my analysis. Long story short, there was another penalty later on in the game to Brianne Jenner that the fans also did not like whatsoever, as well as another missed call which they felt should have gone against Montreal. Montreal pushed hard late, but Ottawa held on and got the win. Now they have a chance to close out the series on Friday in front of their own fans. I don't want to speak too soon, but I have a feeling it might be the 3rd and 4th place teams playing for the Walter Cup again. What are your thoughts on this game though? Be sure to leave a comment letting me know what you think Montreal needs to do in order to get the win and send it back to Montreal for a 5th and deciding game. Hey, it's me, I'm editing this video. There's a couple points I forgot to mention. First of all, speaking on the sheer persistence I was talking about, both teams struggled massively to break the puck out of their own zone, which led to more chances for the offensive team. I think that's something both teams will need to work on going into the next game. Also, I couldn't hear it clearly on the broadcast, but apparently the Charge fans started chanting, "You picked us," after they won the game. Montreal, you did pick them and now you're struggling, you've got to do something.